I'm you don't feel comfortable. You know,
And if we're going no burn,
no burn, yeah.
you gotta figure out burn cover off the road.
Hopefully one more part of this, one more person joining, because I have to solidify all a few of these things to make sure that we can get these people paid in minutes. Apparently, I have to say specifically in the minutes that this was passed. We have this. What's his name?
Jackson.
She loves the Bible.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
I think you keep track of a lot of these cars.
And Franklin, really.
Keep track of all the names.
Howdy, partner.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating all day.
You been watching Cops?
Cops?
Yeah.
No.
You see Step Brothers, right?
Yeah.
John-
Oh,
that's
yeah.
funny.
Do we get any more applications?
So I'm gonna go over some stuff. I was gonna let you guys start first, and then I would just go through some things. What?
So let me break your heart.
Oh.
Well, I got in contact with the Boy Scouts and they're gonna be on a trip. So, yeah. And I was trying to reach the BFW in Clarksville because they want to. Take response.
They've actually contacted me.
Yes, perfect. Without the contact of anyone else.
That's awesome.
Huh?
That's those two big things.
I did get somebody contact me today about a vendor from St. Louis. I asked her what she did, but she. It looks like she sells like crystal. Her name was Jerise Bell. She doesn't have her business up on her profile. No.
I don't have much to report. The stuff like people got back to me, they said they're running a tight budget, so they don't think they're gonna be able to make it. I wasn't sure if we wanted to offer if you do the stunt show, we'll waive your vendor fee kind of thing. But again, that comes with just securing the space, if that impacts our event insurance or anything like that. But she did get back to me. She's like, I'd love to be there. We're running a tight budget. It's their first year in business. Yeah, I was like, I get it. That's about all. I don't have any more signups.
Here's a question for you: if they have their own insurance?
I would assume, but I don't know because they probably just have insurance for the business. I don't know that they would have insurance for their riders.
For
that type of riding.
I mean, at that point, is it not just a liability that would be different to find out, and then they take care of their people?
Right, I just don't know that like their motorcycle insurance would necessarily cover doing a show where you were intentionally being
Right,
controlled reckless.
That's what I mean. If they already promoting that they do that, though, right? So I'm assuming they
They're
have.
promoting that they're trying to start a stunt school. So I can ask, I can see if they have insurance that can cover what they're doing and or sign a liability waiver, saying that we're not liable. Does that work?
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I would have to, well, I'm kind of wondering about this, so since they're not gonna be on Mark's Live, because the whole special event entrance thing is really just like
Just
back
what
into
it's
the vacuum. Yeah, but they still wanna know all the other
Everything
things,
else.
even though it's kind of weird. But since they're gonna be somewhere else, then it would stand to reason that because it wouldn't be on city property, it would be like on Elks Lodge property, so that would be an Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
so,
would have to source a liability on that.
okay, so I guess that would be a Tim question, not a Ashley Dickens / whatever. So I think that we might be able to squeeze that person in, and if we can, I have no problem with waiving the vendor fee, because that's a draw. Like, I wanna see it, that makes me excited.
Okay, so do we wanna take a vote to waive their vendor fee if they'll do the stunt show? Everybody in favor? Yes, yes, yes.
Any opposed? For this.
Okay, so stunt show. Vendor. So we're saying liability waiver
Something.
and, all rider insurance. Um. Yeah, that's all I have. I don't have anything else. No? I don't think so. I ordered more flyers for the car show. There should be, maybe you're ready in the week. I've been reaching out to Brian White. He's thinking about sponsoring. I told him to let me know if he has questions.
You guys also email me.
Yeah, because he emailed me, I was like, give me a call, and I tried calling him, and every time it went to voicemail.
Please.
So, but he did text me, and he's like, oh, I didn't realize it was you. So whatever, he's thinking about it, so potentially another sponsor. My goal is to hit a little bit, if the flyers show up tomorrow, we're going into Hannibal on Friday and Wentzville on Saturday. So if the flyers are in, I'll start taking those.
Okay. Awesome. Do you want to throw anything in there? Andy?
Well, just that, like I said, while you're sitting here, but, give me a pose that you wanna see, you might wanna see Momo in.
Oh. It's not.
He's not over proportions, but we're working on it. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I get information about what I'm allowed to get away with. I'm running out of time to not have that at least lined out. I can move forward if I at least know how tall I am. I just need to know what everybody is comfortable going with. And if we're gonna move them to the park, I want to make sure that that is confirmed.
Ready, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that
and they
we're
know it's
gonna-
going there.
They know it's going there, we're gonna,
There's no misunderstanding.
there's no misunderstanding, we go ahead and get the fountain removed and everything like that, like Clint had been talking about, and so, it's just about those logistics going forward with that too.
And I think we can sell it too, because we had that, little train, I'm sure you guys some pictures of that train
Oh,
used to be there, yeah. And that thing had excessive weight and kids used to hang off that. I hanged off that, I got fine with it, it's attraction, but then it got moved, and so it's like, well,
Where did he?
that I don't know.
Cause that's
Well-
Doug's private lot.
Well, now it's,
Well, yeah,
but yeah, it was,
Yeah, cause it'd be like, okay, are we gonna use our building to stabilize it, can we, it's not like that, but at
cause
the
then
same time.
that affects our insurance.
No, but but like, again, then it, changes up is that something the council has to approve, or is that something betterment has to approve? I just wanna make sure that we're covering.
Well, according, it's a great question, according to the assessor's office, it wants the city, so I
Oh,
think,
that's fun.
yeah, I think the question is too, is like, how do you do this in a way that's diplomatic and not anger betterment, because of like, oh, the commissioner, because there's people that I know in council that like.
Right, and that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and that's why we're saying take it away, taking the fountain down, since it's not been anything but trash and stuff to go for the last at least 3 years.
And then we get Christmas money.
Yeah. and then-
We can
that
dress the
will-
statue.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and like, what a betterment, we're like, hey, can we decorate it, we decorate the statue. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, dress Momo up as Santa or an elf.
That is something fantastic. Every morning.
And that way I can keep the power, I can, at least since there's power there, I can at least keep his eyes yellow, like, year round. I can put lights in the eyes.
See, I can stay in the wonderful Beacon, Airbnb, and every morning I drink coffee. And
The
I
room
can-
vibe, you can
room
sip
vibe
a little
on
bit and just be
Yes.
stared at by Mom.
See, to me, that it within itself, like that whole idea, was it is has been manifested. If it happens, that would be such an awesome draw and like tourism. People say, well, so I'd stay at the Airbnb and almost, whoa,
Well, we're gonna be watching the sleep, awesome.
yeah.
Well,
He's
and
protected.
something we had talked about is if we want to have one arm out with him and then do a big sign that we could do vinyls on,
Oh, wow.
that, you know, if it's just like a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of plywood essentially at the top, then we can just get 2 by 4 vinyls throughout the year. That way we get on, you know, whatever the roadsideattraction.com is as the statue. Somebody's like, oh, well, I'm passing through. I stopped by to see the statue. What do you know? That statue's holding a sign that says Color Fest, 3rd weekend in
That's a
October.
good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
good
Or,
idea.
you know, come to the Christmas parade, the house tour, whatever.
Yeah.
And if we can get those signs that are consistent, or if there's nothing coming up, we just have a QR code to our Facebook page or our website.
I think that's also gonna generate more revenue too, because now instead of someone coming here for just like a walking tour of historic buildings, they're going to want, like, everyone's gonna wanna see it.
Yeah.
Like, no one's gonna not wanna see that.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get a picture with it. Well, then now, because they're captivated by the statue, they're gonna wanna know about the lore, and that's gonna open up future star buildings.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, and, oh, that's,
Grandpa.
what were you saying?
I was talking
Right.
about the Star Hill visits. That's another avenue that's gonna open up, historic walking tours.
Oh, no, they're wanting to know about the lore.
Yeah.
If we don't have any events coming up within the next, like, say, month and a half, we put up something with a QR code that takes them to the Louisiana tourism website and we put a page all about Momo.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a vinyl we can slap up if we don't have anything coming up
Yeah.
in a decent amount of time, you know? So from, say, after the 4th of July until September, right? There's nothing really going on, just put something up that,
Close it like you would think normally.
Now, question about the Momo statue. The money that you specified for the structure, is that enough to cover all costs, or are donations accepted? And people, if they would like to, because if this is gonna be an unveiling, this is actually gonna be worked on, but the fire department's a huge deal. for these, right? So people would be for a big treat if they were the first time that, the festival happened, they'd be the first ones to see it, right? And then they get, they would get their lanyard or whatever, and then they come out year after year. I'm wondering, what if there's people that can enhance the aesthetic of it or donate money to it?
Right, and so I think that would be a great question for Clint, because we'll need the infrastructure for it to stay on. And that'll come along with how tall it can be, if we're putting up a sign, if that sign is a light, yada, yada.
Okay.
I think that right now I have, as far as Momo itself, if he can only be, if we're saying 12, 15 feet tall, then we're covered on material by a long way already.
other than the base, if we can get it.
Yeah, and
The-
and that's just hardware and
outdoors.
other material that I'll need throughout it, so yeah, there's probably another $500 in consumables.
Yeah.
But as of right now, most of the money, any big money towards it could really go towards creating the infrastructure for what we go on. And then coming up, whether that's a brick donation, like if we do a brick floor and everybody donates the brick and they get their little
Okay,
name thing inscribed on it. And we can start that tradition of it. And then hopefully before Christmas for now, Momo is now like the charitable giving children thing, you know.
maybe this could be a door opener to $50,000.
Right.
We'll have to get, Sally Prince.
Or we could do, business sponsorships. I mean, if we're allowed to, use some of that funds to get their banner made
Yeah,
and say, you know, we'll put your banner up for 3 weeks. If you donate for the moment.
that's gonna be. I think that, see, I think that's actually good because it started after the statue that catch on fire be gone now, it's gonna be a permanent structure. Cause I know Glenda made a recommendation over here about this field, but then, to Tim kind of thought about it, I think he's also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he also said, well, but that was the Glenda wanted to install this, whatever this thing is over here.
Gazebo.
Yeah, I just get the name lost. I didn't know she read it. So it's like, we'll have to,
They've been talking about that for 10 years.
yes, we have,
We've been talking about this for 10 minutes and it's already moving forward.
Yep.
And that's why I take that.
okay. I want to make some announcements and fly and some stuff, and then you can talk if you like, or give some progress reports or something to that effect, okay. So, there's no new vendors right now, I've checked all of the forms. I was gonna ask the board if we should extend the June 1st deadline for when people should get their applications in. June 1st is the deadline on the vendor, since we don't have enough people with comments on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we extend that another 2 weeks?
So what happens if we don't?
I mean, I don't think it's really gonna do anything, I just,
Especially, well, are we going with the other bad news about the fireworks system situation?
okay, so well, that's to be determined, I'll get.
Right, you know what I mean? So that also kind of throws a little bit of
A wrench.
a wrench in that as well.
Well, do we want to also say, do we want to go ahead and lower the price? I mean, because we've had nobody sign up, right? Since, I mean, the only people that have signed up are food trucks.
Mhm.
So we can phrase it as, we've lowered the price for tent vendors. Leave food trucks at 125, because that's still a steal.
Yeah.
And drop the tent vendor price. I mean, because that's been the big hang up.
Yeah, that's-
And
Okay, so 10 vendors.
Well, the other hang up is I'm out of town, or I'm busy for that weekend, or like that's like it's either the price or not. Like,
Right.
big.
Okay, well, I'll circle back to that, I just want to fly through this stuff real quick, that way we won't be here for too long. I'm just throwing this information out there, so, okay. First of all, the VFW reached out to me, and they said that they were interested in putting something there, but they didn't know if they should serve pork or like fish sandwiches, like pork burgers, fish sandwiches. So usually when they go to an event, if somebody has something equivalent to what they're doing, they don't want to do the same as that person. So
Oh,
they thought about doing fish sandwiches, and I said that I guess that's okay. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. They said okay. She said we're going to bring it for her committee and talk about it. And I haven't heard anything yet.
does it have either,
I'm trying to think of.
right, like we just have the Mexican food and shaved ice.
Tommy's supposed to, but I see him on this one. Tommy, he does, all kinds, he does like pasta burgers, we did tacos. Pasta,
Did you say pasta burgers?
pasta, burgers.
I'm gonna go ahead and fly through this stuff real quick. So I got a hold of the stage manager for State Dogs, so he's gonna complete W-9 and waiver. Have the W-9 and waiver completed by Tuesday. Okay, yeah, the invoice and purchase order stuff, that's, we can take care of that. Bill White, still need W-9 from him. Rob is Wallable Gas completed and Swami and this W-9 from her. Lamar has sent me an email to the gentleman that usually used to reach out to me, who is Jared Christopher, installed with Lamar. So there is a second person that's relative to the spot. They asked us if we want to do the contract with them. I want to speak to this. So there may or may not be July 4th issues. There has been some disagreement about the launching of the fireworks on 4th of July, because apparently we did not supposedly reserve the spot, but I guess that's not in the contract. I haven't seen the contract. But also a pyrotechnician had passed away for the team, so they're down by one pyrotechnician. So I have not got a finalized word yet, chief on. So I'm waiting further information on that. But that kind of throws some extra stuff. We have one new prospective sponsor, which is Brian White. I didn't answer today because I want to go through this first tomorrow. I contacted many special event insurance people regarding what over here, and it seems like they're very iffy or want to throw a wrench because they're worried about fire, like the bonfire, they're worried about statue, or people, this, that, and this. It's all litigant folk stuff. So I was advised that the initial idea was, hey, why not do, or fire chief recommended, why not do the Momo statue bonfire / stuff over by the end of this boating dock area, grassy area, and because that'd be less of a liability issue. So that was a suggestion thrown out there, and yes, the city of Louisiana owns that, but this is a good but special event insurance, I probably would pass on that because it seems like they're trying to take creativity away. We can't, like, we have energy and we're, youthful and stuff, and we're kind of, we're shifting the Overton window right now. Like we're not hard less the Legends of Liberty. We're doing new stuff that people aren't doing. And so we shouldn't look at the special event entrance like that, but instead encourage us to go forward with stuff. Because people would love to see that. Like we think about it theoretically in the sense that, oh, what if they don't? Well, what if they do?
Yeah.
What if they really don't? So, let's see, what else? There is another volunteer that wants to do community service hours. They have not got a hold of me. I don't know if you guys know, actually, I'll also pronounce that, but basically there's some doing that. I'll probably put them for security. They'll probably be security. Also, if the kids events aren't picking up traction, would it just be better left to talk to church pastors about this and also let the radio spots kind of generate interest? Because I think when a lot of people walk by the flyers, not captivated, but some people, when they listen to KJFM, they hear about scavenger hunts and stuff, and then they're, oh, I want to.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if by having the radio spot, if it would be better that way to broadcast in those areas and let that take care of more, take the weight of the contest off of your shoulders, worrying about, recruiting. But that could be, yeah. That's actually one thing that
like people are always surprised when there's stuff for kids.
yes, and I think that should be a big local point of ours, because like so far we got some kind of vendors. If we can't get enough food vendors, I think it's okay. That just means those people are gonna get business.
Yeah.
But it's like we have questionable food / variety vendors. Like there's nothing that's spiking, creativity, I guess. There's only a few, like the LCC, for example, you guys have gift baskets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You plan on selling those, okay, but it's like, I think when people are coming down here, they're probably expecting like all kinds of outrageous stuff, like, Momo art over here and stuff like that. And I don't know, given based on how the flyers make like promises, what they're expecting when they do, right?
Yeah.
So I think kids events would be really important to have, or at least work with Steve and say, hey, we should emphasize on that, and maybe let the radio take care of that. Also, I want to go ahead and this is for our meeting minutes. The treasurer, president, have more questions, okay? So based on the way that I wrote the minutes in the past, it wasn't sufficient enough to write the checks to the respective performances. I'm gonna go through the stuff, and then I'm also gonna talk about the budget and how to interpret this. So first of all, does the board unanimous, or does the board agree on this? Does the board agree, do they like to vote yes on Stormy's DJ performance for $300?
Yes.
Okay, or unanimously approves. Would you like to vote on Rob Wolgas performance for $100? Board approves. Would the board like to vote on Stage Dog performance for $800? Board approves. Okay. Is the board still interested in voting on the radio ads for a budget? Yes. Okay, board approves. I have printed out 45 individual colored flyers for the festival, and then I used a total of 33 envelopes. And then for each envelope for mailing out sponsorships, if I have not written anything back, even after one of the price. There's 3 color pages per envelope, which is about 93 color copies. All this stuff combined is $29.28. The board approved the $29. That's the expense for all the postage and stuff.
They should pay the city for
I would assume so, because I know that we're under contract with the copies that we have on.
Oh, gotcha.
Or they charge like 0.7 cents per copy. Let's see, what else? Okay. I'm kind of confused about the contract renewal, because based off of the invoice that I got, it said that what we're paying for essentially goes in the next year anyway. The Lamar building.
Well, it would go, what, May or June of this year through June next year? Essentially?
I think so. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
But
So
what I'm
what's your question?
So like, we're voting on a contract renewal now a year in advance, or is the contract, because you already paid the $4,900.
For 25 through 26?
Yeah, I thought so. That was the invoice.
That says paid?
So the invoice that I got from Lamar, what we voted on for was you pay this money and then pay, it's like the $300 a month or whatever it's supposed to add up, and it says until 56. Not to miss the perfect.
I would just think that's saying it's 25 through 26.
That's what I thought too, but they're asking me if you want to renew the contract. So I thought, okay, are they talking about?
Did no one tell them we were renewing?
I just thought we paid them the money. That was okay. You got to still work for a year.
Into the ether and not sign the contract? Yeah, I'm just asking, like, we've had that issue with other stuff for us, where like, your payment's one thing, but then your contract is another.
That was never brought to my attention. I was just told by Jared Christopher, here's the invoice, pay this, and the authorized person signed the $4,000 with Tim Carter. They got the invoices, they received our payment.
Yeah, I would just reach back out to them and be like, hey,
We'll table it.
yeah. Yeah, I would just, I mean, if we've paid in theory, we're not gonna lose it. But I would reach back out and be like, hey, I'm getting something for a contract renewal, but we've already paid. Is this just that we paid, but we didn't sign the contract, or is this for 26 through 27? I would just get clarification.
Okay, perfect. And last thing is, I saw the memo suit, I have the black eye, I just need to get feet, eyes, and hands. Also, I was told by the treasurer that how we interpret this budget and why Stephen was confused, I was confused as well. So this is just like, depending on how the Airbnb/hotel or whatever report on the income they get that month, sometimes they don't report it on time, it's based on that monthly reportings, and then that's what we get. And that's the budget, and then I guess this is what we can spend out. And if that's not clarified enough, I can go in.
So why is this negative?
I think that's our final balance as of right now before everything. Oh, you need this thing right here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's enough money to spend?
Okay, maybe that's our pending debits.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because we're over, you know what I mean? We've made over our budget. But then this is what we've spent.
I suppose so.
So then this would be what we.
Yeah, as right now, yeah. And based off everything that we voted on again, let's see. I think the Bill White thing is already approved. That's clear as day. So
I was gonna say, did we need to revote?
I copied and pasted the meeting minutes on that one. We did that via email at one time. And I tried to make that as small as possible.
Are we paying them day of?
Well, the treasurer is very particular about stuff, and here's the thing. For some reason, when I meet, I go down there and I say something and I get resistance, and then I talk to you, and then I get an explanation. Go back down there, and it's approved. It's like, okay, well, is my word not enough? Like, to what degree do I have to phrase?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. That's a good question. Based on what she's told me that she doesn't want to give people render a check to someone who hasn't performed.
And I mean, if none of the bands have asked for money in advance, that's fine. I just
Right.
was curious because then that goes on next year's budget. So it's after June.
So okay, based on the things that we just passed, the radio ads, stage value. So the money, it looks like that's $3,000. What's it at? Okay, so then if we subtract that from, if my math is correct, we have $554.50 left. If you have that much money left over, you might want to do something with that before June 1st because we'll
Do we lose it or does it just roll?
it does not. Which is
But
weird.
then, so is somebody giving us our $10,000 for next year's budget?
So
Like, how does that work?
So I have an email where Twitchell said something about we got approved this much money for our budget, but when I talked to the treasurer about it, she said that no, that's not entirely true. You might want to talk to someone so people that keep going over these budgets. So
Yeah, I'm curious because you're saying if that $500 doesn't roll over, is it pulled out of our account, which it shouldn't be able to be pulled out of our account?
yeah, it doesn't make
Because
sense.
we already separate the account.
Yeah.
And the only money that goes into our account is what is coming in directly. So are they withholding that and putting it in later, or is it goes direct now?
Well, an analogy I can also use too is that in the past I've had clothing allowances, and I said to myself, I just me personally, I don't need to use a clothing allowance because I don't have a dirty job, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to spend taxpayer money. I'm just not going to use it. And okay, well, you better use your clothing allowance. You're going to lose it. So, well, how would I lose it? I wouldn't just throw money out. It doesn't make sense. Like, would be better, like, in my mind, when I hear the money will roll over, so do we just take that money and throw it 2 years and pass it?
Yeah, and that's where I'm curious as to just how that works. Because I guess my understanding was our budget was theoretically what we were going to spend, and I was taking it as like a household budget. Like, you know, we have 12,000 a year coming in, but our budget is for 10. And so that's what we're going to spend, but that other $2,000 is still in our bank account.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But apparently, we actually have a lot of money in the bank account. And I talked to Tim, and he's like, "So you have your budget, but if you go over budget, then it comes to your bank account. It's not works. Kind of like how if supposedly the police department, if they go over budget, they just get out like the top off of the general.
Okay. So we have more than our $10,000 budget. In
Yeah,
our
and
bank.
I will reiterate that because that's what I was in the impression of. I was told, I could be wrong at this number. I thought 30,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Like that sounds right because of the spending freeze for so long.
Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to like frustrate anybody, but like, it's exhausting, like not having everything cohesively together. Like, I was like the day I told you about the pen striking thing, it was making me frustrated because like I actually specifically said to you, I was like, okay, how do we make this as workflow possible so that there's no more going back and thinking another thing not doing. It's very
Right.
right? So, no, that's a good question. And maybe, when are you free? Because maybe I can like snag you and play Casey or whatever you guys can, then we can get a better understanding of
Mondays are good for me. I don't know, you break out of town, so it's,
I'm on it's. If it's at 6:30, then I'm on
Okay, that's,
or do we just wanna see if our next meeting back, so what would that be, June 4th?
I'll tell you what. So I'm willing to call if you guys want. I didn't want you guys to do like have to worry about showing up on the 28th because of stress reasons. It would just like take a break. But unless we go to council meeting on 27th, you guys want another meeting, then you will.
I think waiting in June's fine. I think if anything, call the 28th meeting an email meeting and just put in what you find out if we need to vote on anything through email.
Yes,
Yeah.
I definitely need,
Yeah.
So and okay, just to reiterate, you want to build this. What's the backside you're going for? What would you like to go for first? You want to beat the wall?
now that it's gonna be right next to my building, I don't know. But if 12 is the number we need to shoot for, I think 12 is a fine number. I'd like to go 15. If it's even a little bit more. Not even that, no, it's more just because I want it to be visually like impressive. And so 12 to 15 feet, I think.
When I come by your house and it falls over, I'm not letting that to sound.
Yeah.
I mean, we've always said that we're gonna be the last people to live in the house, so Momo takes us out, Momo takes us
That
out.
would be awesome.
And also remind, in that same vein, before we get to, with what you can get into, the mayor still has a lot of stuff to do for this, because he's still setting up a proclamation for the week of Momo, since that end of that week is the Momo holiday, is like the anniversary, the 11th is the anniversary, really exciting, yada, yada. And so, and then he had talked about maybe even relighting Star Hill for the week of Momo. And then we also do all of this while wearing his mayor sash and a top hat on stage during the event. But setting up the actual proclamation, getting that set up, and then if we get with whoever is going to be the copywriter for whatever's going on the Momo statue of here it is, this is why it is, yada yada. We still need to kind of figure out that outside of made by two jackasses in Pike County, and but we need an official wordage of this is why we celebrate Momo, this is why he's here, this is why you should get along. So we just need to come up with that information as well pretty soon.
5 to 8 sentences long.
I don't know if that's something that Paulson would want to try to help us with, or Virgil, instead of the, any of them, since they're Charleston.
Okay, so then, what I could actually do too, I think I'm just gonna turn it into a Zoom meeting, but you guys, even if you want to chat, you don't have to slide by or anything, you should go up. So you guys.
For next week.
Yeah, if you want, or do you want to do email on me? Because I think we would probably connect to mass.
It depends on what
I don't know, it just
you come
depends
back
on
with
how
after the
yeah.
meeting.
Depends on how irritating you get with your wording.
That's the nature of emails. Like you gotta,
there's no tone in text.
you gotta be as passive. You have to be as Louis C.K. about it as possible. What C.K. is? You guys, I like to say that. Absolutely right. Okay, so proclamation is the copywriter.
Yeah, just to kind of get the verbiage together for either the whole caboodle. I mean, otherwise we're just taking the first three paragraphs off the Wikipedia page. We can do better, give it a little bit.
I absolutely agree.
We can give it some floweriness, and I think if we wanted to even turn it over to the high schools and do it as a poetry contest or something like that. We
Schools
might,
out.
well, yeah, or maybe, I don't know, give it to the summer school kids. They never make the summer school.
Or the
kids.
newspaper.
Amazing.
Yeah, or the newspaper, just have it be something that, you know, and or add it to Litchfield Radio.
You know what? I think that might be a flaw with the flyers. I think the newspaper is better.
Oh my God, what?
For trying to get vendors?
Not vendors, maybe contests. Besides social
Oh,
media.
yeah.
There's the Uber generation paper.
Current videos, not do it.
For the kids' activities, so my idea was just have like a kids' corner. What was y'all's kids' activity?
Because it was
we had-
surrounding Momo on the green space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we had talked about, doing the, like, wilderness walk.
which I contacted her twice and I got nothing back.
I'm gonna be honest, she's real stressed out right now.
Okay.
And I was like, please fair enough, so you might be in the clear, but like, we want it, like, she can try to make it work.
Yeah.
But, and then we had talked about the Lions Club or Glenda and Mike bringing out their stuff that they
Yeah.
usually do for Kids Corner. And then,
Well, did the Parks and Wildlife or the warden, have you reached out to them? The game warden in the area?
and the,
Yeah, that'd be another one. They might actually have a program, they have a tent where they can bring out that either through the university or through
The game?
management, yeah. The game warden.
or just anybody from what department?
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Just really quick, let's go back to the vendor fees. So are we thinking about reducing the vendor fees?
I think we should. I think we tried, yes, we know what we're worth, but if we're not getting any vendors and that's a hang up. Yeah, for this year, because that's a big hang up.
So if we lower the vendor price, then what if we risk making that because we paid for price?
So that's why,
2 people?
yeah, that's why I was
Yeah,
saying,
right.
we word it as we're lowering the price for tents. Because the only 2 signed up so far are food trucks.
So would we just lower the price for the food trucks to what their labor and special originally was? And then that way it wouldn't be 125, it would be a straight 150 days, and then lower the price on the tents.
Sorry, roll that back. Are you
I'm sorry.
lowering the price for food trucks as well?
But to our labor and special prices, like no one would lose in their
Because both of the food trucks signed up at 100?
Mhm.
Yeah, they both got early bird, okay. So are we saying 100 for food trucks and 75 for tents?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think that would help the people you would reach out to?
Hopefully. I can email everybody again and just say, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Okay.
And I got a way to spend that money. I need to dump these.
Does,
That's actually a good idea. I probably should have a meeting once more before we do first.
Yeah.
did concerned citizens around there Duncan do? when they did it
I
at the
asked
flea
him
market?
and he said, I'll get back to you.
Okay, so the board votes for $100 vendor fees on food trucks and $75 for. Yeah, if they want, if they can't eat spare that,
Another thing with vendors. Somebody had asked me, they said part of the reason they were worried about coming was, I guess the way we have it worded for insurance. They were under the impression that they needed like event insurance. And I was like, I think there's been a miscommunication. Your business insurance covers you because that covers your product and you.
Oh, is
as
that
a-
in the application?
Yeah, it does say that they need to have insurance.
Oh.
And at least for us and what we've been told from our insurance is your, your business general liability covers you, your employees and your product. That's essentially what you're bringing out.
Okay.
So no matter where you are, that's what it's covering. So I don't know if maybe we need to change that verbiage of just business liability insurance or general business insurance. Cause it was just a concern that was
No.
brought up. I mean, again, all the events we've ever done, nobody's we have, but nobody's asked to see it. They want you to check a box saying,
Yeah.
are you insured? Yeah, great. That way, if anything does happen, that's what.
Maybe just have like are you insured? Yes, no.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that
Sounds
would work
better.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just brought up to me as a concern. I was like,
And then
I
just-
think we're reading too much into this.
yeah.
This is what we meant by that.
And is that something you'll just change with the attorney at the bottom and being in agreeing with knowing that the liability is on the vendor?
Yeah, I think that's
Unless
just covered
it's-
in our big paragraphs that just say, we're not responsible for you. You
Yeah.
check to this box saying you have insurance. Leave it at that.
Okay, and then also, this is a fun thing if anybody's interested in, and I'm done asking questions. Someone should go to one of the restaurants around here, talk to 3 or 4 of them, or however you want to do this, and see if they'll bring back the Momo Burger.
The what burger?
Momo Burger.
Gambino's has a Momo burger on their menu.
They do? Okay.
It's called the Momo burger.
I'm gonna go buy
Really?
them.
There you go.
So,
I don't know if it's only on their happy hour menu from 2 to 4, but it is that.
I wish JJ's would have a truck and have a Momo Burger.
yeah, so exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's.
I was gonna say too, like, so just real fast, when I was in Des Moines, Iowa, love that place. There was a zombie burger there, and whenever Slipknot was performing there, they had this thing called the Slaughterhouse. It was, remember Slipknot Clown? He set the Slaughterhouse Halloween event. Well, anyway, because it did it, Des Moines celebrated that, and so Zombie Burger was called the Maggot Burger with all the fans magnets, Taylor Swift fans of cookies.
Yeah.
So they had this amazing burger called the Maggot Burger for one time all in the night. I bought it with this, but it's like, people would get a kick out of
Yeah,
Did it have maggots in it?
little rice.
it. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it did have rice in it, yes.
Did it really?
Okay, and then, did you have anything to contribute? No?
So, yeah,
Huh.
do you want to talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on the kid and what you were looking for?
One slight issue before we get to that.
You're going out of town for cool.
Maybe, I don't know, we'll see.
Okay.
It's in the calendar, but we're not 100% certain. Just depends on how much we have.
Okay. Well,
Branson, actually,
nice.
remember?
Are you a 4th of July baby?
We haven't been there in forever, and it seems like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, while you're down there, you can probably see my dad because he sings outside the Branson Mall. Just start a conversation with him for 5 minutes.
Grandma's the same way. You could stay on the phone with her for like 2 hours.
Glad that my grandparents put home. Granddad calls me 5 minutes later. All right, gotta let you go.
All right, well, cool, but we still want to try to figure out, do you have any thoughts on setting up like the kids version of the car show and anything that we could involve them in? And if you think that would be something that we could push forward, doing like them bringing out their cars, their like power cars or stuff like that.
Yeah, cause do we
Anything
think we
right?
wanna include skateboards, scooters, power wheels, bikes,
Sure.
lawnmowers?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it would help to like widen the audience you're trying to reach, because not everybody here in town rides a bike or wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I've definitely seen a few kids around my neck of the woods that definitely ride power wheels, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, power wheels, even if they have like, what, a 50cc, like moped,
Or
anything
go
you
like
don't,
12 miles an hour.
yeah, anything you don't need a license to drive, you can,
Anything on
Right,
wheels.
right.
yeah.
Anything.
Anything on
But are we trying to get them to, will we charge the kids for
No.
their entries? Do we need to make that on,
that
when
just,
they register, so they can register like everybody else? We need to make that a thing where they can still,
I can add in a kid's, part, or?
Well, some
We
kids
do-
might not have money. I'll get-
No, that's what
No,
I mean, that's
yeah.
why we're not trying to get, we're not trying to get
Just,
them
you
to.
just want them to sign up.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
want everybody to sign up.
Yeah.
And if there's a kid's version to where it is limited to no
Yeah.
motorized or, you know.
Do the youths know how to use Google Forms?
That was a pure millennial.
The middle school, high school kids certainly do. Not
Okay,
sure about
I-
elementary.
No, that's fine, as long as if I put out a Google form, they're not going, what is what the youths?
Yeah.
The youths?
I think it would probably be easiest to reach out to the schools here and see if they can publish it for you guys, so that way, like, they can post it as an announcement, like, hey,
Okay.
the festival is offering so-and-so, please fill out this form, so if by chance their parents see it, they're like, hey, I'm gonna sign you up for this, you wanna go?
Do
So
the
that
school-
way, it like reaches them a little bit easier.
Yeah, do the schools still send out emails, cause aren't you guys done for the year?
We're done for the year, but
So
the
do they send
teachers
out
don't
emails?
actually leave for break up until July 1st, I've heard. At least at the high school, I don't know about middle school.
Do they still send out like emails to parents and stuff though, throughout the summer? They still send out this general,
I can
like,
see if
you're
I
saying
can, the
announcements.
principal, the high school, middle school principal, one of them literally lives like right down the street.
Okay.
I could ask him if that's something he could possibly do,
Yeah.
or if you guys just wanna do that on your own.
No, if we could get, if we're able to send them something that they can then push out to their contacts list, that would be super helpful.
Right, cause they'd have a list of all the parents,
Right.
so. I can see if I can talk to, definitely the middle school company, he lives just down the street.
Yeah, I just definitely think being able to just drop that off to them, that gives all the parents a way to be down with it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it adds for all the kids that are coming with the parents to the car show, gives them another class, whatever.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll make a kids only Google form, and then I'll also put that same information on the main car show form.
Well, I feel like the parents should probably fill that out for the younger kids.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, but
made
it's-
one that's only for like the kids section,
Okay, yeah,
and then that way they're just, if they're only have a kid entering their bike, they're not seeing the 40 classes for the car show and getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, my kid wants to enter his bike, it's a lot more simple, whereas if the parent is also entering the car, then they see the kids section in there as well, and might be like, oh, grab your scooter, throw it in the back, we're going to the car show, you're entering too.
or scooters, I know a couple kids here in town that actually have electric scooters.
Yeah,
I know, there are some kids that. There's this one kid I know, totally unrelated, there's this one kid that has, I swear, I think it's an e-bike that his dad got, his dad's a gearhead. And it's a bike that apparently can probably go around 30, 40 miles an hour. And there's just this
No.
12-year-old kid riding on it, zooming around town without even a helmet on his head. I'm moderately
nervous.
concerned for his
Yeah.
safety and his dad's intelligence. So maybe it's kids like that that I'd probably be worried about.
And
I mean, it's also kids like that who probably want to attend.
right, and that gets them
is
into that
actually a good
community.
looking bike.
Yeah, that gets them into the community, that gets,
Four-wheelers?
That's
I
kind of
feel like
pushing.
that.
That's pushing, that's more
Yeah,
car territory.
Yeah,
especially
especially
like
since
I-
they would have to trailer.
I already know the. That's also.
yeah, I wanna say yes on four-wheelers, just because you don't need a license.
Yeah.
But that does get iffy.
So they can enter the local.
So how about this, anything that doesn't require a license or permit,
Yeah,
anything
So,
that doesn't require it.
Hey, easy, you're not gonna be here.
I know, I'm just saying.
Think about how
I'm
many
just saying.
classes that could be.
leadership
I
material.
would hate for it.
Yeah.
Hate for
Yeah.
cops to be sniffing around like, hey, shouldn't you have a license for this?
So wait, do you,
so I'm here for any transportation that doesn't require a license.
also, you guys reminded me about something, and I reached back out to her, it's been like 4 months. once she told me wanting to roll around to do it. I wanna see if I can't get the lady with the horse. If I can,
Are we doing Brent Eagle shuttling people to Star Hill or no?
I think he was interested, but I know that, I think we talked about the shuttle bus at one point in time, and
And
I
then we never.
never heard any response.
Okay,
Do we wanna try to fill vendor slots with offering for the churches to set up these
Yes,
activities for free?
I know Pastor Hong is available. I'll talk to him Sunday.
Yeah, just so, that's,
oh god, yes.
I mean, the only thing I will say, I would say no food from the churches. I would say that they can set up for free, but it has to be an activity.
I love that,
Yeah, no,
The
I love that.
VFWs can cover food
yeah,
and stuff like that. No church food, church activities. We want hit the duck.
put
We
in the
want,
laundry.
Well, no,
Yeah.
attend.
I do,
Yeah, I feel like that place is moving and bopping.
absolutely, they would love to do something.
that's what I mean, like,
Okay, yeah,
And I know
yeah,
the pastor, so, yeah.
yeah,
Good old
and they have activities because they do all
oh,
the stuff in the park.
absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, I
Who
would
was
say
the, Kids Corner woman? I think you were gonna email me, email her.
Glenda Sherman.
Oh, it's Sherman, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And
Yeah,
what-
they
if
own
we
it,
want-
so you're-
have we talked to the YMCA's activities director at all and see if they?
You know, I can reach out.
I need to go talk to them anyway, because I think we were gonna set up another disc golf tournament at some point here.
So do you want me to just do that to you?
And I'll go to that, we have much trouble.
Okay, so you want to do disc golf and then I'll just see if they want to do it now.
No, just if they wanna set up
Yeah,
a spot, if they have an activity that is
if they, yeah,
portable.
because they have a lot of activity directors that would love to set up soccer.
Yeah, they have the
But-
infrastructure.
Well, no Saturdays. We're not using a lot.
I think it's so like, I'm just gonna say this as a point of defending, I'll adjourn the meeting. But I will say